Hey guys, Jay here with the Practical Garage. Today's video I'm going to be replacing all 8 spark plugs and all 8 spark plug wires on my 2007 GMC Sierra. It's been a while, probably ran about 2 times longer than I should have, but finally got a chance this weekend to do it. So I'm going to show you guys how I go about it and get these things replaced and hopefully increase some gas mileage. Alright, let's do it. Alright, here we go. This is the 5.3 liter Vortec engine. It's the engine I have on mine, and I'll show you where the spark plugs are on the left side of the engine here. You have one here. You can see this red wire here. This is one of the spark plug wires I'm going to be replacing. The next spark plug is directly behind it, right there. You can see it. Yep, there it is. Wires are all pretty much in the same location. They're really easy to get to on the left side. So you have the second one here, your third one, and your fourth one is that blue wire in the back there. Come over to the right side of the engine. As you can see, there is a lot more stuff in the way on the right side as compared to the left side. It's nice and open over there. On the right side here, your first spark plug is directly below, well, more or less, your oil fill port, which is right here. Follow it down, then you got your wire. Spark plug is right there. Then the one behind that, let's see if I can get a good angle of it. So, yep, there's your first one. Follow it back. Oh jeez, and there it is. There's your second, your third, and your fourth is way tucked back in there. That one is quite difficult to remove and is just as difficult to install. There is a trick to it, and I'll be showing you that once I finally get to it. Alright, here's everything I'll be using. I bought a brand new set of spark plug wires. Got a 3/8 ratchet with a swivel socket, 8-inch extension, and a 5/8 spark plug socket. You can use a regular 5/8 deep well, but there's a rubber grommet inside these spark plug sockets that really help line it up and prevent you from scratching up the connector. Some anti-seize to put on the threads of the spark plugs, the actual spark plugs themselves. There's a number that I'm going to be using. They come pre-gapped, but I'm going to be checking them anyways, just to double check to make sure that the gaps are correct for my vehicle. Alright, let's get this first wire out of here. You can simply just pull up from the top here, or pull down rather, from the top, and it comes right out. Same thing for the plug itself, just give it a stern pull, there you go, it's out. Then you take your socket here, slide it on over there, make sure you got it on nice and straight. You'll feel a little bit of resistance as it goes into the rubber grommet. Almost kind of feel it and hear it click. Try to keep it straight as possible. Make sure you guys can see this. Let's go ahead and loosen it. There you go. Starts coming undone quite easily. There you go. There's one spark plug. On the right here, this is your old spark plug wire. What we're going to have to do is this metal jacket right here, or heat protector, whatever you want to call it, this has to be taken off and installed here on the new one. Luckily, it's super easy. You just pull it right off, slide it right on, and you're done. This here, this is your old one. Yep, there we go. It's got some fouling on it, but it's not too bad. And as you can see, the new one, bright and shiny. And before you transfer this metal heat shield to this new one, what you have to do is put a film of dielectric grease or silicone grease, whatever they give you. I think it gave me silicone grease. But you put a little bit of it here on the inside. Alright, so what I like to do, I like to start it by hand first. Luckily you can see this first one pretty easy. And it's not too hard to feel when it gets to where it needs to. And it should thread in extremely easily. If you start having a lot of resistance, there's a good chance you got it cross-threaded, and if you think there's any chance you got it cross-threaded, stop and try again. Because if you get these cross-threaded, like I said before, aluminum is a lot softer than steel, and these steel threads will mess up the threads on your head. And you're going to have a much bigger problem than just bad gas mileage. So once you get the spark plug in by hand, as tight as you can get it, go ahead and get your socket and put it on there. Like I said before, this one's super easy to see, so this requires almost no effort to get to it and tighten it. And you want to go until it feels like it wants to stop. You don't want to overdo it because you don't want to damage these threads. Just a good snug. That's probably good right there. So we take our new spark plug wire with the heat shield from the old one installed on the new one here. You don't really have to clean it up. I mean, I guess you could, but it's not going to hurt anything if you don't. So you put it in at the top right here. Feel it kind of click into place. Then you slide it down onto your new plug. You should have it click into place. Give it a tug to make sure it's not going anywhere. And we're good. Alright, we got 3 out of the 4 spark plugs changed on the right side. You can see them there. Only reason I stopped to show you guys the last one is because, as you can see, it's tucked pretty far back in here. Yep, there it is, right down there at the bottom left. The only thing you really got to contend with is your steering column here. So I figured I'd show you guys how I go about getting this back one out. Alright, so the first thing I do is I take my socket off of my ratchet and I put that on first. Let's see, there we go. There's a pretty good angle. Work that onto the spark plug until you can feel the rubber grommet, grab it, and it's on. And there you go, we're on it. So, just like all the others, break it loose and pull it out and put in the new stuff. Alright, so now we're back on this side of the engine. So, as I said before, it is quite cramped in here. The one thing you can do that's super easy to make yourself some more room is these 2 hoses right here. You can disconnect them right here at these clamps and move them out of the way. That'll give you a couple inches to work with. Alright, we have 3 out of the 4 spark plugs in on this side. 1, 2, 3, and we still got that one way in the back there, that red wire. This one takes a whole lot of finagling to get out of there. It's not easy, I'm not going to lie, but it can be done. Alright, so you come in here with what little room you have with your channel locks and grab a hold of the rubber boot on the back of it. Try not to grab the metal because you need to save that for the next plug. Get a pretty good hold of it, wiggle it around. There we go. Now comes the worst part, trying to get this plug out. The reason why it's the worst is not just because there's no room, but you can't see it. So I got a mirror here. Try and see where a spark plug starts. Alright, I can see it now. But the problem is I only got 2 hands. So you just try to observe the area around it. It looks like it's just below a bolt here that connects to a manifold. So I'm going to use that as a reference and just try to walk the socket in by hand. And there it is, all 8 spark plugs installed. Brand new plugs, brand new wires. Now that we got it installed, the only thing left to do now is turn the truck on and see if it starts. Alright guys, we got it running. Alright, as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Always look forward to hearing what you guys have to say. Until next time.